Their power was only out for like an hour.
YouTube live.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I talked to Nico a little bit. Nico and his friend went and practiced their jiu-jitsu exercises on the beach.
We're live, folks. Let's let everybody in. There we go. There we go. Yeah. Actually, I'm gonna do so. I'm gonna put a different one on.
Perfect.
This background's absolutely fitting. So let everybody get in here. Okay, research page is ready.
Welcome home, Stud.
Well, thank you. Yeah, it's that was a really good triple R settle in thing about being 50. It was so needed. Lots of work to do. Oh my gosh. All right, I think before we get started here, I need to go into you should get this share link. All right, everyone, in the chat, I'm going to put this in here. Everybody should have access to this. This will overwhelm the Google system today, but this is where I'll be backing up the ad posting, the stuff that I do. I'm going to be in there. Let's see, we're working on. Yeah, it's going to be Vela Vita pages. I'll share my screen in just 1 second. All right, housekeeping first. I'm going to be putting out some announcements this weekend for next week's lineup. Today, we're going to focus on something that is very needed, and that's PBS pages, content. And we're going to work on some specific content, and it definitely has a purpose, and it has a timing purpose. So we definitely want to keep on that. Let's see, Brielle, you're here. You got the button, right?
Yes.
Perfect. Yeah, we've been doing check-ins as far as everybody in Florida. I know it's, where the storm's at. Trust everybody's okay. Hope everybody's okay. Oh my gosh, some of the devastation, right? We missed everything, so we got to come back after everything was done. But fortunately, nothing of note in the Orlando area. All right, there's Clonus. All right, so let's get going over the calendar. You guys here on the Saturday. Next week, we have a lot of things to roll out there. We're going to be getting ready for October 7th for the Bella Vita Founders Call, because that is going to put a lot of things in perspective as far as where we should be building, which is doing what we should be doing anyway. But it's going to be a very, very big deal. Okay. And that being said, there's always because we have so much opportunity as bloggers, and I feel like it's been a little bit overcast on because of all the exciting changes, right? The new CRM, getting everybody up to speed with the V marketing, all these things that go that way. But we got to keep on content and keep pushing that stuff out there, guys. Google AdSense is a vital part. And I can tell you, the Google AdSense money helps, it should be a focus to get your Google AdSense to help cover utilities, help cover, your overheads, all that stuff. And it doesn't take much to generate that $10, $20, $30 a day. It takes the right activities. And this is probably one of the biggest things I get brought up with is someone will say, Rory, I've been here for a while. I haven't made a penny yet. Well, they don't have Google AdSense. They haven't completed all their pages, and nor are they posting the way they need to be posting. But one of the most important things I can stress, we have a very awesome setup on what we get people started with. I made some modifications on that. And I'll go forward on that. We're on a holding pattern with where we're going to go with, the Helo and that, and so I've removed it for the new students. We have so much compounded in our 3 anchors. We need to focus on getting them up, going, building the stuff that's working amazingly right now. So we made that shift. Those that have those pages, leave them up. Don't take them down. Those of us that are marketing can still market it. But as far as new students forward, we're going to focus on the Velveeta, obviously the PBS Vortex, and all the kiosk offers that we have. And then obviously Savings Highway Global, right? That's our focuses. Now, every single one of our focuses has endless directions we can write and we can compose things on. However, sometimes there are trends, and trends should be looked at, especially if you see the trend growing, because that is a content magnet. That is something that people are relevantly going to be searching, looking in, deep diving on. It makes validity on your postings, everything like that. It's all about relevance. Relevance. So, we can blog about wine. When in doubt, we can create pages on wine, do a recipe. Those will be countless. Wine's been around forever. People eat. It's relevant, right? But I'm going to focus on a couple of things today, and it's a great direction on the Velveeta pitch, but it's also a very trending situation. Now, we kind of got woken up to this, and it's the seed oil thing. How to eat better, what's in these foods. And there is so much coming out, more and more. And the more you dive into it, the more you find. And it's becoming a relevant search topic big time. More and more and more and more. And so we want to stay with it because we have solutions. And people eating better is always going to be a concern. And the ultra processed foods, and there's like 10 companies that own all our foods, and all 10 do ultra processed. They're putting stuff in there that is designed to get us sick. Okay, there's so much research out on there. I'm going to show you guys how we do it, how we find the research, put that in notes here. But we're going to be creating content, and I'm telling you, as someone that's been doing this a long time, these are things that are worth our time to write. We can spend a couple hours on an article and gain a lot of traffic if we post it right. Now, for those that do not have Google AdSense yet, you need to make sure all your pages are modified where you're as much the author as possible. You also want to make sure that you're posting it out there, and you better be getting social media traffic. Now, we have these memes, right? And we're rolling out an arsenal of them with the new product coming. We're going to be doing some things here relatively soon. It's a surprise. But if you have those memes, make sure you're popping those out there 3, 4, 5 times a week. Not 7 days a week, 3 times a week, 4 times a week if you're actively on there all the time. And I always say no more than 5 different ones. And now you're posting other things, you're putting stuff out there. But you want it, and we have a rainbow of things to share because we have the biohacking stuff. We've got different components to market. Okay. And then you guys, we are going to be getting so ready. And I'm going to stress this on all the meme accounts. we are going to be getting a new product. And when that new product comes, it is so freaking huge. We're going to unleash all sorts of memes to hit the marketplace immediately with it. It is a global phenomenon that we're going to go take out. It is something that is so unique to us. It is a big, big deal. And I know I keep stressing this, but we want to make sure we're ready to do that. So on the premise of that, I can tell you these documents and these things that we're going to be making are going to all allow us to open up and connect to that direction when it's ready. So I have a plan, and it's all circular writing and directions to that. So all these pages we're going to be writing and creating in regards to Bella Vita, the seed oils, the industry stuff, frequencies. We're going to focus on tune and frequencies. All these things we're going to be focusing on these Saturdays between now and January. I promise you are all going to lead up to where it's going to make a big global understanding. And we're going to be focusing on some amazing keywords. And I want to make sure I document it. Okay. And so I'm going to stress that. Now, instructors, make sure your students are attending the Tuesday nights, and that, you guys, our Tuesday nights are a must attend. We're going to be covering some stuff. Tanya next Thursday, by the way, she's launching fourth quarter with everybody. She's launching fourth quarter and felt it was so important. She jumped in, took the entire Thursday hour to do that. I launch yearly. I launch quarterly. You have your quarterly business goals. You got to have a time frame, right? You got to have deadlines. And when a calendar deadline is easy because we all have calendars we're looking at. Going by quarters is easy. For some of us that are filing taxes on a corporate basis, it's nice to be in sync with the accounting. So that's why I like the calendar timing, and having things done by your birthday. I get that right now. You can set deadlines hey, in 5 years, when I'm 55, where am I going to be? I do that too, but a quarterly launch. And the thing that's really impressed me with how things just work is we're going to be given something on October 7th that should get everybody here to freaking work. And I shouldn't say we're getting one thing, we're getting multiple things. It's a big, big deal. And what's going to happen is many of us here are going to take action, and we're going to really build with it. And we're going to have that momentum going. And then in January, or when we get this new product, right, we're going to be ready. And it's the bigger your momentum is, the bigger your business is building. When anything new comes and is added, the bigger you're in it. You're already in motion. All right. The one thing that if you're stagnant and you're not moving, that is the worst thing you can do. Even if you're only building one page a week, you're doing something to your business, you're in motion. That's the biggest place to be. And some people just take little steps, do one page a week, post some ads for an hour, build up to it. Okay. Now I'm going to get to this. I wanted to cover a little more philosophy. I'm going to tell you guys this. Obviously, we know what's coming for the most part. There's probably going to be a couple of surprises in there. Casa does that to us. October 7th is a big deal. It's going to blow your minds. And this isn't the new product yet. All right. In case you haven't heard the news, Bella Vita fully acquired the Latin division of Jeunesse. That's their biggest division. Jeunesse is they did hundreds of millions of dollars in sales. And they are now completely part of Bella Vita. For those of us that know anybody in Jeunesse, we can bring them into Bella Vita straight through. And if you have any problems with that, get a hold of Niall or me. We have the keys to get support to help if we have to delete things or whatever else, you get them in. Okay. If there's a problem, we got to figure it out. Okay. And we want to make sure everything's good that way. So I'll put that out there. We got, so let me explain what that means. If they've been in our program before, there's a lot of people that have been in our program over the years. And if we got to clean the information out in Triple R somewhere to migrate, we're here to do that. Okay, and I'm going to put a rule out there. If they've been inactive over a year, they can come under any instructor. The network marketing industry does 6 months. Triple R, we do a year. And it's firm. I had to put that out there. And the reason why I'm saying that is I was calling leads. And I call people that are like, oh my gosh, I did this program before. I'm like, oh, okay, when? It was like 2013. And I was like, wow, that's long for that's my record right now. And you know, sometimes the people are here, sometimes the people, you know, you guys, we've gone through a lot of transitions to get to where we are today. So I'm putting that out there. But you guys, when something like this happens, and this probably won't be the first time, you know, Velavita is set up to where they can consume a lot of companies. And there's a lot of companies that are having problems because of there's a lot of transitions that need to happen. And I'll tell you something. Most owners are scared to change or do big shifts. They'll sit on their pockets and think it's going to ride out there when the trends are clearly going a different direction. And I mean, you guys, how many times have you seen us make big shifts? If you don't adapt, you're going to die. That's the business direction. And there's a lot of adaptation that are happening because we had to change our CRM. We had to adapt for that. I mean, fortunately, we were like in the right movements when things were changing, but you've got to look at adaptations, right? We had to adapt with our SMS systems because it was getting completely cost prohibitive, right? You got to adapt. And we took that and adapted it in such a way that not only do we make an incredible value for our family, but we made it commissionable. So we took one of our biggest expenses and turned it into a profit center that we share with our partners. Guys, massive things have happened this year. Well, get ready for more of them on October 7th. Okay, let's get to writing pages. And I want everybody to understand how important it is so you get your students there. You know, there's always things going on. And I got to tell you, as a leader in leadership, you'll find yourself wanting it way more than they want it for themselves based on their actions, right? I think deep down people want that change. It's just not everybody has learned how to accomplish a goal. And that's why we try to focus on the little things and move on. Creating a page is a little thing, right? So what we're going to be doing now is a little thing in momentum to go a far direction. And it's going to have a lot of components to it. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen. I got my backup pulled up for rory3.com. That's what I'm going to be building from today. I've logged into my dashboard. Okay. And then I got the headlines and ad trainings page here. And just because whenever I do anything that I want to share with you guys, I'm gonna put it all in here. And there's a ton. And you guys, the homeschool stuff, we've got to focus on that more. I'm gonna get to that. But today we're gonna focus on Velavita pages. And I have several pages like that we're working on. So this is re-engaging on the list. That's important stuff. We'll go over that. Let's see. Oh yeah, this is what is Velavita. Okay, I'm gonna add it to the Velavita updates. We're gonna update this date though. We're gonna go 9.28. We're gonna go into seed oil specifically. I created a folder in there, and that's what we're gonna work from today. And I'm gonna start creating information. And then we're going to start just gathering information that we can write pages on. Okay. And I'm going to do the information for everybody. You can find more, but what I really want to teach you is how to specifically, right? How to specifically garner the information to build a page. So I'm going to show you exactly what I go into when I'm building a page to market. Okay. Now, I'll do Google. I'm also going to pull up Gemini. I'm also going to pull up my ChatGPT. We have so many resources at our fingertips, right? So what are the dangers of seed oils? Now I'm going to copy that there. I'm going to do it in Gemini. So I did the same exact search in all three. Okay. And there should be a lot of common ground. Okay, now I'm going to tell you. So where do I copy this? Let's see. I'm going to copy that. Right. And I'm gonna go even deeper in just creating more and more content. Right. So in chat, I'll say the same question here. Like I can go down to now in Google, I'm used to Google, right? I've been doing it for decades. But I come down here and you look at it all. And I gotta tell you, I'll show you some stuff that's really scary, and you can get very controversial, which depending on your writing style, that's a very good way to go. Um, I'm gonna just start going down some different things. So you see Google, I mean, everything has got AI. You guys, artificial intelligence, I'm going to say this: AI is not really artificial intelligence. It is just it's predictive. They just search better than we do. It's high speed searching and putting stuff together. Okay, it's predictive programming. It's and it helps us in what we're doing to find things that people are still going to be looking for answers. Okay, and I look over here, and there's these things over there, and I look at like the searches, right? You guys notice that there's tons of search on here. And I used to be able to come here and I'm gonna go to the images really quick. These images are all out here. Now, again, you got to make sure that they're not copywritten and all of that. But even these lead to a lot of stuff. Like this is definitely a topic that's being talked about, but it's being talked about at a greater, more and more people are hearing about it. More and more people are diving into it. Moms are looking into it. They're having forums. They're even having PTA conferences at school. They're talking about it because they're seeing what goes on, right? Like how does this affect kids? There's great books out there. Here's one I haven't even read yet. That's one I read some other ones. There's so many things out there, and it's good to go look at it because, and then I'll also just make note on this. Like I should put this notes. Tanya and I have gone through this guy's stuff. The vegetable oil, seed oils, and artificial sweeteners. Like when you look at this, anything when you go into keto and you study keto, these are all things they say to get rid of. If anybody's saying that a seed oil is good for you, you should go look at it. And the reason why I say that is I'm going to go back here to all. And right here, there's the American Heart Association. There's no reason to avoid seed oils. There's a million reasons. Okay. So this alone, and this is a recent article. This is 8/20. I'm going to accept cookies. I hate doing that. All right. So this right here, listen, look, this wasn't published like 10 years ago. This is a relatively, I mean, that's like a month ago, right? A little over a month ago. And the Hateful Eight, yeah, I've heard that before, but you guys, I'm going to tell you, I mean, I know personally from everything I've studied, this stuff is horrible, right? But they can try to defend this all they want. Look where the money comes from that defends it. Who funds it? And it's the same people that are creating the foods that have it in there. There is nothing good about a seed oil. And the more you understand it, and the more you talk to, you talk to people that know, and you talk to health professionals, no, seed oils are horrible. And they're processed in a way that hurt our bodies over a long period of time. And and I mean it's found in almost everything. You got to be really careful what you buy and what you get. I mean, the grocery store. I mean, it's like 95% of the things in the grocery store contain harmful things such as seed oils in them. So there's all these things, I mean, go through here, but there's a lot of controversial stuff to find too. And what I'm going to show you guys is there's a million directions to write this, a million. And this Gardner, I'm you could almost write an article like refuting the stuff that's in here. Okay, so I'll come here. Here's all the problems that they have, right? And this is according to chat, right? High omega-6 fatty acid content. So you have an imbalance of omega-3 because it's got omega-6, not 3. Pro-inflammatory effects. All right. Now, it says an excess. You guys, if you went into somebody's house that didn't know, and you looked at what they're buying and all the high processed foods that they have, and even coffee creamer has vegetable oil in it. Unless you get like Bliss or a couple other brands, all of them contain like vegetable oil. Like, why do you need vegetable oil with your coffee? Speaking of which, all these things, right? And it adds up. So there's all these reasons right here, and this right here, this rancidity, and it's just it's just amazing just to put the information out here. Now, these are all things that you probably want to highlight, probably want to, redo. And I got it here, and I got it already copied. I'm gonna go in here and I'm just gonna say, oh, hold on a second. I'm just gonna gather a bunch of information and then we'll go through it. And I'm just gonna do this on this is a 2. All right. I got and I'm gonna go down the rabbit hole a lot more. So this article is interesting to me. I'm gonna move this and the Google stuff over here. This right here, this is misinformation. This is the stuff that is okay. I'm gonna stop share for a second. Okay. I'm gonna be very, very specific about one thing, and I want you guys to hear it. Just because it's on a search doesn't mean it's a fact. I hope everybody understands that. Misinformation is a real thing. Propaganda, real thing. It actually gives us bloggers a lot of ammunition to write with. It gives us a lot of things to fuel the fire with. We've got to set ourselves up. We have to be a little bit smarter than the average Joe when you're putting a document together. Okay. You just got to be a really good person at searching, but you also got to realize that facts put out there aren't always facts. And you'll notice when I check Google and Gemini, that's Google still. Okay, Gemini and Google are the same thing. Like I should probably pull up a Yahoo search for another variance. I use ChatGPT because it'll pull up great stuff, and Google will contradict the things that are I guess big pharma controlled. So if you want to know what big pharma is paying for, look at the articles that are out there that support something that you know. Okay, first of all, this is what I mean. You got to put yourself into a journalistic, a true journalistic atmosphere. You want to tell the story. You want to point to the facts. You want to give and state the facts and put it into a form that people can understand and read it and know it's true. Okay. There is so much misinformation when it comes to things that matter. Food, energy, housing, education, right? There's so many agendas and funded agendas, right? So there's studies out there, and studies can be whatever they're supposed to be. Studies are, you guys have ever heard about, a scientist? A scientist is great in the direction on who's paying them to do the science. And all these things are in there. I mean, I'm not saying anything that's not new to anybody here, but you got to keep that in perspective. And we're going into a very interesting area. Okay. They lied to us with the food pyramid, and our own government and the health agencies have been lying to the public. And this is a fact. They've been lying to us for decades. And there's a reason why we have fat America and the fat world, right? These foods that, it's unbelievable to me where this goes. And I'm going to tell you, there's a lot of circular direction with this, with our beef, with a lot of other products that we have, including Velveeta especially. Okay. And we want to make sure we're driving those directions there. And you guys, we got a lot of things to utilize, a lot of things to aim people at. But I'm gonna say this as a marketer. Marketing perspective is we solve problems. Have you guys ever heard the term, don't bring me the problem unless you got a solution? Have you ever heard that before? That's a lot of times people bring the problems, what the problems are, but if you see a problem, why don't you come up with a solution too? It's a team-oriented direction. Now, it's not necessarily your job to come up with a solution, but I was told that from a mentor of mine when we were working on things. I would see problems, and he's like, you know what, you need to see the problem, but you're smart. How would you fix it? And when you come bring it to me, why don't you bring a suggestion on how to fix it too? And what he was teaching me was how to think like a problem solver, not like just somebody that sees a problem. We all can see problems, right? And when we're writing articles, especially when we want the agenda to market things, and that should be your agenda. Every article you write should have an agenda of aiming them towards a solution, which is something we probably market. It's a mindset, folks. Right? It's an understanding of where I'm going to be taking things. And this is why I focus on it when I write, is why it looks so easy for me, is because I already know I'm writing to a purpose to promote something I have that is a solution for the problem I'm bringing up or I'm illustrating. Okay, and the seed oil thing is massive. Okay, now I've gone down the information road, and I wanted to break down the details on what's going through my mind when I'm writing a page. And we're going to write pages. All right. Like the information that's on that sheet that we're going to be reflecting on, it's going to drive a direction. Now, what I like is we have an army. So hopefully there's thousands. We have thousands in the company that have a PBS. If all thousands were to write articles in the same direction, we would massively control a lot of the search algorithms just by sheer numbers. Well, today we got 227 of us on right now. And if we all write in this direction, it's going to benefit. It's going to be a benefit. That being said, you can be a rogue journalist in this direction and point to one specific thing or a certain angle, going against a popular opinion from a big, like, American Heart Association. Like, if you, like, the thing that's ironic is who's funding that and why are they saying that? Because when they went to the seed oils, it wasn't to make us healthy. Okay. It wasn't to make us healthy. And it's how do you explain that? And the thing is, we can have opinion. We got freedom of speech with the stuff that's out there. They suppress a lot of things, but you're going to see this stuff go through. So, like, this is why I pull up ChatGPT in reference to Google, because you saw how Google search says there's it may be an issue. There's a debate. No, there is no debate. There is no debate. The seed oils are bad for you. There's no debate. There's people trying to keep it in our system because they've made a lot of money on us being sick. You guys,
a vet will ask the dog when they're sick what they're eating, what their diet's like, but a human doctor will put you on pills. That's how we know there's a problem.
Tanya's
I'm very passionate about this.
She's actually really going to get on this. She's the one that brought more of it to my attention. I knew it was there, but you're in your routine, you're not really thinking about it. I know that if I eat, raw foods, I know what I'm supposed to do. We all do. And you just make bad decisions because they're convenient. They've made it so convenient to eat poorly. And it's made a lot of people sick. So when we're out there, there's a lot of directions, but I don't know if you guys heard Tanya, I'll repeat it. And it's you take your dog to the vet because your dog's acting up. What's one of the first things they ask you? Okay, what is he or she, what have they been eating? What have they gotten into? What are they eating? What's their diet like? They always go to that. We've taken our dogs to the vets over the years several times and for everything. And that is the first thing they ask. Like, okay, what do they eat? What are they eating? What's their normal food? What's their, like, they analyze based on consumption and then they evaluate the animal. Right? So that's pretty cool. Now, now a lot of us, when you go to see the doctor, they give you something to band-aid the issue. They don't say, okay, what are you eating? Like, let's break this down, right? Like, so you've got chronic fatigue.
They don't ask you what your lifestyle is. They just give you pills for something.
I should have Tandy come on here and talk. She's in the background.
So many times. I've had so many symptoms, so many health issues, you guys, over my life, quite a few. And they've all told me, oh, it's just because you're a busy mom. You just need a pill. Oh, it's just because you're, what they asked me, oh, you're working a lot and you have 7 kids. Yeah, you're going to be tired. No, I had some serious health issues that I fixed. One, I started fixing my diet. It was super easy, but I was young then and didn't know. So I've suffered my whole life on something that I didn't need to suffer on. But not once did any of them. I went to 5 different doctors to get different opinions. Not one of them asked me what my diet was. Not one of them.
Right there is probably the blogging page I'm going to write that I wasn't going to write, but that's a really good angle on it. And if you guys, so you know, and I bring this up too, and I think I'll put it in this direction, but I promise you, we all have similar stories. You know, we've got to the point now, and I can't remember. We heard from somebody else too, but if you go to see your doctor and they just prescribe you medications versus ask you about your lifestyle and what you do for exercise and your life, and they don't ask what you eat, you didn't go to a doctor, you went to your drug dealer.
Yep.
They're a drug dealer, right? And how many prescriptions? You guys, I went to the last time I went and got a physical, and it was I mean, I went and got it done. They asked me in the thing, like, okay, so what medications are you on? So what medications are you on? And when I said none, they looked at me like I was crazy. What, you're not taking anything? Like, you're 47, you're not taking anything? No, I don't take anything. I take my vitamins. I take my, you know, I have my snaps, right? You guys, it is so like uncommon for somebody not to be on medications. Medications, not one. Like they think you have like a plethora. Like, oh, what 8 medications are you possibly taking? You know, and I'll, you know, I was on medications for years with my acid reflux, GERD disease or whatever they call it now, right? And you guys, I take baking soda for it.
You've also changed your diet.
And well, I've changed my diet, but also I take baking soda. I take about half a tablespoon of baking soda in water, stir it up. If I ever have any type of things, and you know what? It's been amazing. My esophagus has been healing. All sorts of problems that I had from being on Prevacid and a couple other like prescriptions that didn't make it better, and the side effects built up. The side effects were horrible. So we've been on this health path for a while, and you know, and I'll tell you, like, for me, the Bella Vita direction, when I started dropping weight, I started going, maybe what else can I do to make my health better? Tanya was like, what else can we do better? Like, you know, and we've been on this path, but I'm going to tell you where the problems are stories. Stories sell, folks. There's stories out there, and it's a big area. All right.
And that stories are so important.
Here comes Tanya again.
Because he always says story sell, and I liked it, but I don't want to be selling somebody. I want to help somebody. And the only reason that you're going to be able to help somebody is if they can relate to what you're saying. So that's why the story is so important, because you're sharing an experience that you uniquely had, and it's going to reach out and touch somebody, and you can help change their life for the better. That's what we're here about. It's a human business. That's what we're in. We're in the people business.
So I've gathered a bunch of content. I could gather oodles and gobs more. And I mean that. And so, however, I mean, I could spend a solid day, 24 hours, and keep going down the rabbit hole of information about these things. There's so much out there. However, the more you see on the details, the more that becomes features. Okay? Features. Features don't sell. Benefits sell. And the benefits are, what does it do for me? What can this do to help me? All right? So we have so much that I just found. I could create page after page after page after page after page. But to be an enticing, emotional, directing, it needs to be a story. All right? We can Google the facts, but you want a story. Okay? So I'm going to I'll start writing an article. Let me share my screen. That's okay, babe. I'm gonna go new page. And go here.
Everyone kept telling me I was the baby mom. But I don't think it's normal to feel this heat. That's my purse here. Do you want to wear it?
I'm gonna make a new folder just for seed oils. In the shared. I'm just gonna make a new folder just for seed oils. I'm getting some images because we're all gonna need them, and we're the copyright. So I'm gonna spend a little bit of time just getting a bunch of images because you got to have a good image on here. And that you just, it just encapsulates it all. These are actually, I mean, I didn't know what I was looking for, but this is great. Um, I mean, this is good. That's a good one. What? I didn't have my thing plugged in, man. Okay. Just out of curiosity, what comes up? Yeah, so coconut, olive, avocado. And that pretty much sums it up.
So it's really careful. Where those are manufactured because it's not just the oil, it's how they're
You
manufactured.
want to come do this?
Oh, sorry.
No, you can. You totally can.
Sorry, I get so about them.
Yeah. Andy should be teaching this. She's been studying it so much. Um, yeah, pumpkin seeds.
Sorry, looking a little crazy.
You're good.
I get mad. These pharmaceutical companies, what was it Bayer that bought Roundup? I mean, this is below.
I'll put this in there. Okay. I think that's good. I got enough images there for us to play with. I am going to come down here and I'm going to add an image. I'm in the triple R247 PBS files. There's the new folder I just made that everybody has access to. And I want that image. Okay, that's going to be the title of mine. I'm going to go ahead and come down here and put the key phrase. I'm going to put it as my slug. Right. And then like anything, I'm going to go into my backup. I'm pretty sure this goes under health and fitness, but it kind of falls under cooking food and wine as well. And I'm going to add it to the cooking food and wine just because it's going to be I can put it in both places, but I'm going to put it in this one. So I'm going to do new, docs, create and share. I'm gonna go ahead and publish it. It's my slug. Now it's got to finish writing it and I'll back it up there. That's way too big. I'm gonna go 255. This one I'm gonna go 285. This image I actually want up near the top. And we're gonna line it right. This one I'm gonna line left. And right, and I have a path. I'm gonna look at this one really quick. I'm gonna round it. I want to round that. With a G, it's a genetic. There's so much to put in like this article. I'm bouncing around a little bit. And that's, guys, just kind of how I write sometimes. Like I have it in my mind, I think about it, but I'm spending it. And and this is one of those things I want to get it done once and call it good. So I spend the time in it. If it takes me an hour, okay. I think we'll have one done today. You don't see this. I just went and did a search. What 10 companies own our food supplies? I'll put this in the chat GPT search. They're right there. There's 10 of them. How do I know there's 10? Well, clearly I've been studying this stuff for a bit, right? So I'm gonna copy this. And you guys, there is so, oh my gosh, there's so many directions to go with this. Um, that's a whole nother page I should write. Okay, hold on. Right. I'm forming the story, problem solution. I like that type of things. Here's the problems, and I'm going to paint all this ugly stuff on the top, and then what to do, right? And it's coming together. I think that's a way too big picture. This a little bit, I changed it. No big deal. That's going to go up, and I'm going to have this hyper. It's got a hyperlink somewhere. Seed oils are bad for you. I got to make that the alternate text on that one. And that one. And I am going to have it a hyperlink to the biohacking page. Biohacking a better you, or whatever I call it in here. Yeah, I think that's my page. Oh, it's Rory 3. I do that a lot. There we go. Biohacking a better you. Oh, I'm doing this on a combination of seed oils and processed foods. Okay. To me, they're hand in hand. So I'm writing the article hand in hand, but the theme or the keyword I'm doing on this one is seed oils are bad for you. Right. And I can alter this one up, make another one on processed foods, or I can do a processed food one that aims to this one for more information. We can tie into this main page. And you guys will notice I have a solid direction. Here goes. I'm going to come talk to you guys again. When there's something I can get so passionate about, I create one like all telling article about it. And it's going to be several pages. And that's everything. And this is what I'm doing today is this all page that I'm going to put my focus on, my emphasis, my message that I want to get out to the world. Now, the thing that it's going to miss is it needs a video. Okay, you guys, all of our pages now need to have video content. I don't know if I've stressed that enough, but it needs a video. Now, I have a very passionate wife about these topics. I can probably throw the camera up. Her and I can just go into a discussion about this and what it's done in our life, and it'll cover the content that's in this direction, and it'll be a very powerful piece. Now, what's good about that is everybody else can use it too. You can create your own or use ours. But I want you guys to see this is the direction we're going. We're performance bloggers, but video content we've proven it's a fact. Videos sell better than the written word. The written word ties in the SEO. We need both. But videos make a huge difference. Okay, that's why we use them so much. And then we tie them to YouTube. We're gonna cross market in all the different platforms. And the more we do it individually, great. But here's the best part about having a community is if you don't want to create one or you don't have one yet, you can borrow ours. You can write around our stuff. You can share your stuff that's on there. You can say, hey, these are people we work with. You can, hear this out. You can totally redirect it. Share it's all good. What you don't want to do is nothing. All right. So if you don't have a story of your own to use someone else's until you have yours. Or maybe you just focus your story on other items. It's just the same direction we're going. Okay, I'm gonna go back to this. And and Tanya is so passionate about this. That video is going to be off the chain. I can't wait. Okay. I have all the stuff about seed oils, all the stuff about processed foods. I'm on the processed foods thing right now. Um, Let me go back to that. Now I took this from chat and I got to a little edit it. And when you do something like this, it creates a little bit of work for yourself. And but at the same time, and for me, this is going to be easy. Like I already knew what I was going to do, but you've got to modify this. Like we took it from chat. It's AI produced, but we're going to modify it enough that it won't be. And that's important. All right. So oops. again, it's going to be long. I'm going into it. I'm spending a lot of time in this direction. I'm not going to finish this. Hold on. I'm going to do an audible. Tanya? I just got permission. I'm going to finish this on Tuesday. So we'll let everybody else see where this is at. I'll cover it. We're going to finish this. I don't want, I have an agenda to be done by next week. There's so much information. Even I sometimes have to like sit back, chug through it. But this article is going to be, it's going to be so important. Okay. And it's almost worth doing memes to guide people down it because of the direction. I might just do another audible on that because we had a bunch to put out. It might be on this, in which case, yeah, I'm gonna keep on this, but I wanna do it with everybody. Oh, it's big pharma with the pH. Let's see. So I can go through this. So Nestle's been around that way, but they bought Carnation Company. They're like you guys, I go down the rabbit hole on all this stuff. It's really cool. So I'll put a long like there's a growing history on our foods, guys. Like um they bought them in 1985. General Foods. So the cigarette company, because they're no longer, I mean, they're losing out that people find that the government was forced to stop them from killing people with cancer, right? Big lawsuits, all that stuff happened. They just moved to food and they started changing our foods. In 1985, when they bought them, they started changing the foods and started putting chemicals in the foods. Then they've sold it. So I was going to say, when did Philip Morris sell General Foods? It's all public domain. All I'm doing is doing the research by asking ChatGPT to do it for me versus me go out and try to find it in many places. That's all this is, guys. This is what artificial intelligence means today. It's not an intelligence. It's just better search. It's just quicker. It's just what it is. Okay. So Kraft Foods, the General Foods umbrella. So they spun it under Assured by Kraft. Who owns Kraft Foods? Berkshire Hathaway and 3G Capital, Warren Buffett's conglomerate. Okay. I could go down that road for a long time. So Nestle, Pepsi, I'm working on that. I'm gonna go ahead and save. And what we're doing, we're creating a set direction of pages that we can spin off over and over again, different things and stuff that refers back to this page. So in the process here, we are making a all-in-one information page, and then we're going to make subsequent pages that link to it. It's on purpose, folks. The more pages that link to it, we put those out there. Any one of them can spark somewhere else, but it's going to help drive to the main thing. All of these sit on our PBS. All right. I'm just going to keynote. Andy, are you learning something new today? Sort of. You kind of already know all this. Is there anybody here that is like new to seed oils being bad? Have I opened up anybody's mind, or is everybody here kind of like, yeah, I kind of knew it? You raise your hand because it's new news? Okay, keep your hand raised if this is new news. So Denise, you just learned today that the seed oils are bad? Okay, now what? Now you're making me feel good. All right, I'm gonna go to the gallery. All right. I'm gonna tell you guys all, seed oils are absolutely horrible for you. If you have any type of ailments in your bodies, watch what happens when you remove seed oils from your diet. Now, you guys just saw in the information upwards of 2 years for it to leave your body. Okay. And I haven't even gone into sugar. If you eliminate sugar and seed oils from your diet, if that's the only thing you do, watch improvement happens. If you want to be losing weight and you're not losing weight, watch what happens when you continue on Bellavita, but take seed oils out of your diet. Now, I'm going to tell you, taking seed oils out is an easier change once you know where things are at. And we're going to cover it. Guys, we're going to be teaching it in this whole article thing. The world needs to know. But what I want you guys to see is, look, you guys have been hearing us talk about it. It's sinking in now. And now you're going to see all the research and go, oh my gosh. And you guys, we get to give people the gift of better health by them making better decisions. And then you guys have heard, Mark talk about the Bellavita products and science, and they're spending hundreds of millions of dollars in these big companies to make us addicted to their product. So we're using biohacking science to help our bodies become healthier, but we have to offset the one to make it healthier. And if people have been consuming these seed oils for years and years and years of that buildup, no wonder we're getting sicker, fatter. No wonder. And you guys, this is a message we get to take to the world. And I'm going to tell you this. People are waking up to it. People are seeing this. People are hearing it. And I told you guys, I follow a lot of the Trump stuff. And one of his big initiatives on health, and this, you guys, Robert Kennedy Jr. Thank you. I get so excited about this. You know, I hope this all comes in here. He's been speaking out against these food manufacturing companies for years, decades, years. He's been telling the world, and he's telling the world and telling the world. And as much as he's been telling the world, people aren't getting the message yet. And that's because information, it takes, you guys, it's marketing. Nothing sells itself. Even, marketing is just the conveyance of an idea, right? The conveyance of knowledge. It doesn't happen. And so, you guys, I'm telling you guys, there's a trend here. But back to my thing on Trump. He's put in a claim that as soon as he becomes president again, they're going right after these food manufacturers. They're going to make them start to wise up. Well, that's great for everybody, but that's also, you guys, as a marketer, if we're not already pushing our stuff out there and we're not using it to share this with the world to make it a better place and to give them better products, because we have biohacking products that help with all of this. We have the food science for the win, not the food science for the greed. We just got to educate people. People aren't just going to flock to it until they understand why it's so great. All right. And then I got to put one little hint. I'm going to do one little tease. Our job to get this done, we're getting something massive on October 7th that's going to help us do this in a bigger way. So don't miss out on October 7th. And I cannot, because I gotta tell you something. And one of the things I really love about Costa and what he's able to do and with Silva Velveeta is adaptation is one thing. Talking about doing something is one thing, but they execute so quick. You guys, the amount of programming that has to happen for what we're getting on October 7th, I mean, I cannot believe how fast they're getting it done. It always blows my mind. I had a communication with Wolf yesterday, I think, or the day before. Anyway, this past couple days, and he cleared up some stuff with the affiliate and the customer relationship as far as the Strive for 5 and the e-commerce bonus. And the way that I get it answered and the way it goes back is so informative. Like, you guys, it's just so nice to have. But we, as great as things are and as great as things are becoming, we still got to get the word out there. Nothing sells itself. And so we just keep that in mind. And I'm gonna tell you, I'm looking around here, you guys, I'm gonna tell you something. Sometimes it takes one little information bit to change your life. One thing. And the seed oils, and we'll talk about sugars later, but the seed oils, that's one thing that can help everybody have a better life, better experience on the products. Get rid of the things that are bogging things down. And I have to tell you, seed oils are freaking everywhere that's convenient. Everywhere. All right. And I did a bunch of things. So I'll go, I can talk about this forever, but I'm going to tell you what we're doing. This direction it is a trend we want to ride on. This trend becomes your friend. This is the direction we all need to look at in our blogging and putting information out there, because people care to hear about it and they're getting more information. Wait, I've heard that seed oils aren't good for you. Because they taught us in school, they've been pounding on us with propaganda that seed oils are so much better. How bad butter is for you. No, have margarine, which is like one degree off of plastic. Like, you guys, a dog won't even like margarine. It's bad for you. Try it. Go put a stick of margarine outside and see what doesn't eat it. Nothing. Bugs don't even eat it. Okay, and you know what? We were on the plane coming back home, and they brought us dinner. And I get this, and I always look to see what this says butter on the ingredients. Okay, now we were flying Aeromexico, so it was in Spanish. And I'm getting better at reading Spanish in that. I'm working on it hard. And I pull it up there and it looks like it's butter. Like, if from a distance, it looks like it's butter. But as soon as I read the ingredients, it's butter and vegetable oil. No, I'm not having it. I'm better off to have anything but, right? And it's, once you understand though, and you know what to look for, you can avoid those decisions. So, a lot of us, and I'm going to speak for myself, I got bigger and bigger and bigger. I was like 278 pounds. I stopped measuring myself. I was at my, F it weight where I got to do something drastic. And that's the time we got on, on a brain, right? It was at that time. I gained all the weight that I lost from our coffee product we sold before that they took off the market. I mean, I could go over all this. And I was going to tell you, one of the things that was, that I noticed with Brain is my cravings changed and I wasn't consuming as much. And you guys know it prior to Brain, Do you know what my number one favorite candy has been? It's been for decades. Skittles. They are the most they're like the deadliest candy on the planet. Just FYI. Because I did a speaking engagement. I got paid a lot of money, and I was being a kind of a prima donna. I actually asked them to have nothing but green Skittles in a bowl for me in my waiting room because I love Skittles. Like, and I actually like all the colors. Red, I know red is bad, so I kind of avoid those. They're all bad. And you guys, they sell them everywhere. And I noticed that when I was taking brain, that Skittles didn't taste the same. So I stopped, and I would travel with them, but I wouldn't eat them as much. And you guys, if you like Niall, you've been in my offices. I would have bowls of Skittles, like bowls of Skittles. I had an assistant. Her job was to keep that bowl full. And she'd buy those big, huge bags, pour them in there. I would eat them by the handful. I cannot even tell you the life decisions I've made. But all these things, you look back, you're like, no wonder I got bigger. It wasn't all my fault. They make them addicted. They make this stuff that's there. And you get bigger and bigger and bigger. And then, go into things. But when you start changing lifestyle and make the right decisions, it's amazing where your life goes. But you guys, I believe that people need help. And Bella Vita is the help. That biohacking is the help. Okay, we got to get on to our other trainings. We'll pick this up on Tuesday. Lots coming, guys. Let's get into that V marketing. I'm going to tell you guys this also, but for October 7th. Anything that's going to be going October 7th will be retro to October 1st. Get working. Get recruiting. You guys keep going on building that pipeline. I know what's being announced. Most things, I guess. October 7th is going to be don't wait for October 7th. I can't wait for it anyway. Get going on it. Okay, who's doing V marketing today?
I am.
Awesome. All right, let me give you over host. And if you would, record it, please.
Okay.
May or may not update it on the system, but yeah, you guys are in. You guys, so much is happening. Get going with it. Start pressing on it. We're going to focus on building pages. We're going to focus on our V marketing. We have a steady path to go. And I'll just say this really quick. I've isolated down what our focuses need to be. Doesn't mean you can't add any other page or anything you want to do, but we're going to go on a big push onward to get traffic up, get more exposure up. And we're not doing it just in the US. We are global. So everything we're going to focus on is a global reach. Global. And things that are coming between now and January are global. And I've already seen it work. We just got to, you guys, think about it. If we can get thousands of us all putting the right information out in all the different places, we're going to cover it very well. It's gonna be masterful. Okay. I'm leaving it with you, Dina.
Thank you.
See you guys in the training. Love you guys.
Stop the library.
I think he left.
And. All right. We can't do this part on live because I think only you can stop that with host.
Let me